Okay, so first thing, this is the rate that the fish are coming into the lake, so I'm going to call this my in. Okay, also notice that it says here it's measured in fish per hour, so I'm going to put units on it. So that's in fish per hour. Okay, then my second function is how fast the fish are leaving the lake, so this is my out function. Okay, and it says it's also measured in fish per hour. So part A says, interpret the meaning of the integral 0 to 5 of e of t, then evaluate. So let's evaluate it first in our calculator. So remember, you're going to do math 9. And I forgot to check my mode. I'm in radians, which is good. So 0 to 9, or 0 to 5, sorry. And then e of t was my y1, and then dx, just like that. So I get 153.4576. Is that what you got?
Yes.
Okay. Alpha trace. And then as long as you already typed it in, it'll sub the name of the function in for you. So 0 to 5, e of t dt is 153.4576. Now, we're talking about fish. Can I have 0.4576 of a fish? So I'm going to round that off to 153 fish. But I would make sure that you put the exact value and then say, okay, well, that's not reasonable. I'm rounding it. Huh? No. I mean, usually it'll say rounded to the nearest whole number. So 0.4 would round down. Okay? Then from there it says interpret the meaning. So what is this measuring? Fish per hour. When I integrate fish per hour, what do I get? Fish. Fish that did what? Entered the lake over when? Measured in hours. So I would just basically have to say that. So this integral represents integral 0 to 5 e of t represents the number of fish that entered the lake over 0 to 5 hours since midnight. So that would be my interpretation of the meaning of that integral. No, I don't think so. Okay, next one, we want to integrate L of t. L of t is my y2. So I'm going to do math 9, 0 to 5. And then I'm going to type in my y2 here, alpha trace, scroll down 1, and then dx. Okay, I get 30.2951. What does that represent? Okay, 30 fish that did what? Leave the lake over 0 to 5. Very good. So 0 to 5, L of t is equal to 30.2951, which is approximately 30 fish. And then I would say that integral represents the number of fish that leave the lake over 0 to 5 hours. Make sense? Okay, next part, part C. Determine how many fish are in the lake. Okay, we'll have to take two things to account. How many fish have come in, how many fish have gone out. So I would basically take these two numbers and then do what? Subtract. So I'd have my 153 fish that came in minus my 30 fish that went out. How many fish would be left? 123 fish. Good. Because these are my fish that entered, these are my fish that left, and so I'd have 123 left. Okay, next part, part D. Find the average number of fish that leave the lake per hour over the 5-hour time interval. So be really careful on units. There are two averages. You have average rate of change, and you have average value. So the day before we did these notes, we talked about units. Average rate of change is a slope, and average value is a y value. So look at your units in the problem. What was the original one measured in? They were both measured in fish per hour. So if I want the average number of fish per hour, are my units changing? No, I just want the average fish per hour. That tells me I'm doing this one. If I was doing average rate of change, it would turn into fish per hour squared. Does that make sense? Because it's a slope. So if I have fish per hour and I do average value, I would still have fish per hour. Versus if they were asking for average rate of change, it would be fish per hour squared. And that's not what they're asking me for, so I know that it's this one. And then do you remember the average value formula? It's 1 over b minus a integral a to b f of x dx. Now keep in mind I need to use my numbers in my problem, but that's like the general formula for it. So I would want 1 over 5 minus 0, and then integral 0 till 5. So it'd be 1 over 5 minus 0, integral 0 to 5. And then am I using e of t, the enter function, or L of t, the leave function? Yeah, I want the average number of fish that leave per hour. So that would be L of t. Now, real quick, we already found this. How many fish left in the 5 hours? We found it in part B. How many fish left? We already did this integral part. How many left? 30. So if 30 fish left over 5 hours, on average, how many left an hour? 6, because you take the full 30 that left, the integral, divide it by the amount of time, and you'd say, okay, well, about 6 fish left every hour. Does that make sense? So that would be 6 fish per hour. Now, does that mean that every single hour exactly 6 fish left? No, it's an average. Okay. Next part, it says, is the rate of change in the number of fish increasing or decreasing? You're going to have to check how fast the fish are coming in, how fast the fish are going out. Now, what I want to point out to you is that in your equation, these are already rates. So I'm not going to actually take the derivative. I'm just going to look at the y values in my chart. Specifically, I care about 5 a.m. So go into your table. So second table, scroll down to 5. At 5, fish are entering the lake at 27.5 fish per hour, but they're leaving the lake at 9.6 fish per hour. Which one's bigger? Entering. So if they're entering at a greater rate than they're leaving, what's happening overall to the number of fish? It would have to be going up. Because they're coming in this fast, but they're going out that fast. Well, then overall, the number of fish is increasing. So here's what you would do on your AP test. You would say, I need to find E of 5 and L of 5. And then, like I said, we're pulling those right out of the calculator. So E of 5 was 27.5, and L of 5 was 9.6568. Both of those are measured in what? Fish per hour. Fish per hour. So then overall, what am I saying is happening to the number of fish? We're saying that it's increasing. So number of fish is increasing because E of 5 is greater than L of 5, meaning fish are entering faster than they're leaving. Make sense? Okay, next part. When is the greatest number of fish in the lake? The way that you would do this that I think is easiest is to look at the graph. So specifically, I want a graph from 0 to 8. So 0 to 8, because that's the only numbers that I care about. And then to know what your y's should be, I'm going to look at my chart. What's the biggest number that you see between 0 and 8? 20, 27, 32, 35, 32, 27, 16, 33. So they're all kind of like in the 30s, right? So when I set up my graph, looking at these values, I'm going to go 0 to 50. Because I know that they're all kind of like around 30. So I'm going to go 0 to 50. So in your window button, I'm going to make my X min 0, my X max 8. I'm going to make my Y min 0. I'm going to make my Y max 50. So that way I can see all of the points that I care about. So 0 to 8, they're directly giving you. But then 50, I'm just kind of picking after looking at my chart. Oh, you're right. So then maybe we should go a little bit higher. I didn't realize it goes all the way up to 88. So let's make it window, make your max 100. Okay, and then graph it and then just sketch it on your picture. Okay, so the first function that it's graphing, this is your in equation. Second function it's graphing is your out equation. So I'm going to sketch it on my paper. So here's my in, and then here's my out. This is in, this is out. At the beginning of the question, is my number of fish in my lake increasing or decreasing on this part of the graph? Increasing because why? They're coming in faster than they're going out. On the other part of the graph, over here, what's happening to the number of fish? Decreasing because they're going out faster than they're coming in. So what happens to the number of fish? It goes down, it goes up, and then it goes down. What does that make this intersection point, a min or a max? A max. So it's increasing overall because in is bigger, but then it's decreasing. That makes this intersection point the max. So I'm going to say overall increasing, and then overall decreasing. And so that tells me that this point right here is the point that's going to be a max, because the number of fish changes from increasing to decreasing. That makes it a max. Okay, so let's find the point on the calculator. You're doing second trace. Option number 5 is intersect. And then enter, enter, enter. And it'll tell you your intersection point. Yep, 6.2035. So second trace, option 5. And then enter 3 times. So let's write it out. It does say to justify your answer, so we need to make sure that we explain it well. So we want the greatest number of fish in the lake. I would say absolute max fish